Welcome to the Thrive with OMU Podcast, where each week I'll chat with an amazing entrepreneur on their growth journey. They'll be sharing this with us to help and encourage us to take that bold step.
Hello, everyone. And today I have with me Maddi Krishnan, all the way from Melbourne. How are you, Maddi?
Amazing an outcome as always. How about you, OMU?
Very well, thank you.
That's great to know. Yeah.
Tell us what you've been up to lately.
Pardon?
Tell us what you've been up to lately.
Yes. We actually, as a family, me and my wife, as you can see in the picture, with 2 kids, we got a beautiful pigeon pair. My son is 17 years old, and we got a daughter of 6 years old, 10 years of gap in between. And at the moment, we are in complete traveling. So with living a life of our own freedom. So by means of being time freedom and location independent, and as well as financially going towards that. But at the same time, more into traveling and hardly spend our time at home, whereas we are more into traveling. So that's what is going on.
So when you say you're into traveling, I'm trying to understand, are you constantly on the road, or is it like traveling within Melbourne or within Australia, or just traveling from one country to another?
Beautiful question. It is. Me and my wife are so passionate towards traveling. Of course, we love being a physiotherapist, but at the same time, right from the beginning, we both known each other since 1996. So when we got married, and wherever we are, we love traveling. We are so passionate towards traveling. So at that time, at the same time, the work is different. So whereas now we framed our lifestyle to travel alone. It means that traveling, I mean to say, to answer your question, is at the moment we are traveling around Australia.
Okay.
Completely on road, I could say.
Oh, nice. So where does the physiotherapy come in?
Physiotherapist, being a professional, as a professional physiotherapist, that's it. Like we both met in in university, right, in 1996, and then once after the undergraduation, and as well as I'm master's in physiotherapy as well, I did my specialization and also a research-oriented physiotherapy as well. Nearly for around 8 years, I did my complete university degree to be a physiotherapist in India and also in Malaysia. Then afterwards, as a physiotherapist, only I came into Australia, I think around 2011. Yeah, 2011. Whereas I moved out of India nearly long time before. I could say around 2006, I came out of India. I'm basically from India. And then for another 6 years, almost, we lived in Malaysia, which is Kuala Lumpur. Even when we were in Kuala Lumpur, we completely traveled around Malaysia. And then we moved into Australia as a physiotherapist.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And then now, you know how the physiotherapist will be completely occupied. Whereas we came to realize ourselves that, we like to be a physiotherapist, but at the same time, are we spending the quality time within ourselves and also within the family is a big question. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So how were you able to create that time for travel and for other things?
Do you ask me like now or previously?
Now, how are you able to create the time for traveling and, and you're still doing your work?
Business. Yeah. I'm not a physiotherapist now. I came out of physiotherapy 2 years before itself. Not 2 years. I should say by November 2021, I resigned from a physiotherapy job. I'm not a practicing physiotherapy. Whereas whenever I travel, I just do a volunteer service. In a
Okay.
remote sector, there is no physiotherapy profession, there is no physiotherapy role, and there is a greater demand in certain part of Australia. So when I travel around, I just go into the hospital or anywhere, and then I ask them, is there any clients or waiting for physiotherapy service? Then
Awesome.
So then I will do just voluntarily go in, and I don't expect any payment. But because I'm a physiotherapist, I'm still a registered physiotherapist in Australia. So why not just do it as a service? So that is how I'm practicing as a physiotherapist, but not as a full-time physiotherapist as how I practiced 1 year before. 1 year before. 1 year
Yeah.
before, it's a different story. So whereas talking about traveling, because you asked about traveling, right? So
Yes.
even when we were as a full-time physiotherapist, wherever we get time, whether it is a 2 day of weekend or 1 day of weekend, even we just go out, because we felt like this house is like a box for us. So whereas we always see the sky as a roof, I could say.
Yeah.
So we designed our life in such a way right from the beginning, but also specifically after coming to Australia, because Australia is such a beautiful country. Have you been here to Australia?
No, I haven't, but I hear it's really beautiful.
It is such a beautiful country, especially for traveling across. There are different sort of landscapes. We are so got fascinated by these landscape features and all the things. That is where which made us a furthermore interest towards traveling. So then we started in the weekend, here and there, wherever we get time. So that is how it started. And then as we started realizing that, wow, there are so many number of families who are doing traveling full time. If they can do, why can't us? What is stopping us? Why can't we do that?
Yeah.
So many people say that, yeah, kids are very young, you should not do that, and all those sort of things. But that didn't stop me as an excuse, because I have seen many traveling families who are newborn. With a newborn baby, they can able to do it. So if they can do it in such a way, why can't me? What is stopping me? It's nothing but then I came to a point that if we can't do it now, we can't do it anywhere, never. If not now, never. That's my always my mantra for me, always my thing for me. If I can't do it now, I'll do it never. So what is stopping me in the sense the time constraint is the one which is really stopping me. So the time constraint, what I mean to say is the profession.
Yeah.
It I didn't mean to say that I don't like physiotherapy, but at the same time, the time constraint is because of the full-time job. Whereas we had an option of whether to spend more time in the profession or whether to spend more time with the family. Because I always connect that with the family. Wherever I go, I will not be going as a solo traveler. Wherever I go, I travel with my family. Because I'm more kind of family guy. I always be with my family, So in that case, which one is the option now? Whether travel or physiotherapy. Physiotherapy, again, you're going to go to the same life of not being with the family. Whereas travel, you can be with the family all the time. So this is the right answer, and we have chosen that. And now we are here traveling almost completely full time, I could say. And by officially, we are going to start our full-time travel by November this year with our new caravan.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Transitioning from full-time physiotherapy to entrepreneurship and travel, it couldn't have been just smooth. I mean, it's not like you just woke up and what were the challenges you faced?
Definitely it is not. Certainly it is not that smooth. I went across so many and still going across so many difficulties, challenges. That's the main thing. But at the same time, we are so determined to change our life. Because the reason that we had made us to push through, to grow through whatever the challenges which came in front of us. That's the main important thing. So the reason when I say about that, as I said, like being a physiotherapist, like I used to work around 50 to 55 hours a week. And my wife used to work around 38 to 45 hours a week. So almost like we felt as a single parent. If one comes in, one goes out.
Yeah.
And also we felt like when I go, because I used to work more, even on the weekends, when I work, by the time the kids are in the bed, it means that when I go to work, the kids will be in the bed still. When I come back to work, the kids will be in the bed. It means that during the active time of the day, I will not be in a position to spend time with them. That really stuck me hard. Because why I'm telling the reason, because that reason is going to give you a base and foundation for why it made me to go through the challenges. Because challenges everyone can face, but who is going to withstand it and getting obsessed and relentless towards pushing through the challenges is the reason. So, and also once after my second one born, my daughter born in 2016, we both were sitting in our lounge area, in our living room, and talking to each other, because I was in paternal leave for 1 month, and the paternal leave is about to exactly finish. And we were talking to each other that, yeah, this is what the life that we did when we were moving from country to country. And that time, I couldn't able to spend my time with my son, who is 17 years old. That time is young. That is the life that we lived. But are we going to live the same sort of life? That really struck me hard. And then we came to a point that, okay, what is the next alternative? It's nothing but, then I went and asked my employee. Then he said that, yeah, you have to do one more other. If you do another special course, special blah, blah, then you can. It means that going to another cycle of getting some more degree. What else do I want to study more than the research and the masters, which I already did? And going for another cycle, and then going for another number of hours. And again, I said that is not the life what I want. Okay, what is the other side of life? Is nothing but travel. Okay, when I say about travel, it doesn't mean that travel is a business, but how come the other people are traveling? Why can't we? All right, what and all the things? Okay, then we gone through all the things. Okay, this is what popped up in front of me, because I nearly for 4.5 years, I spent my time to go through different sort of business, online business, whereas the one business is stood in front of me. Whereas when I started this in 2021, February, the challenges, I should say that, first of all, my parents, my mom didn't agree this. And my sister, nearly for 6 months, we hadn't had any chat.
Wow.
Because my father passed away a long time before, but at the same time, when I left my job, when they know that I'm about to do something else apart from the profession, because our generations are like, you must study, you must work hard, and all those sort of, that kind of funnel, which puts you in that kind of hell kind of life. So that kind of conditioned life I was living in, whereas none of my cousin, brothers, or siblings, anyone, because none of them are having that kind of entrepreneur mindset. So which made them to think that, he's doing something wrong in his life. Why you're doing it? Okay, so they are so much, they try to separate me in such a way, okay, at least he will realize that he'll come back,
Yeah.
Whereas at that time, the only person who is very supportive to me is not my friends, not my mom, not my sister, but my family, but my wife. My wife is the only person who stood with me, supported me morally and on all the aspects. So challenge in the sense, like I felt completely lonely from my parents, from my sisters, and from my friends, even from my close friends, even. So the friends, I mean to say, from my university friends and my colleagues, and colleagues who are very close to me, and also the friends who came from India and settled in Australia. At that time, used to have, I used to be in a different club who are people are in it means Indian association, something like that. So we were around 500 families together, friends, but all came out. It means distant me. It means distant me, like.
Oh,
So every weekend we used to spend time together. So at least around 10 to 15 families spend time together every weekend before that. But once after started this business, not even one weekend like
oh
that.
my, that must have been tough.
Yeah, it's really tough because I was doing something unknown, uncertain, and people don't know anything about it. So that was really tough. That was the first biggest challenge, which really stuck hard. But at the same time, that is why I'm giving the reason. Why the reason? Because to spend time with my family. That's it. So because of that reason, I faced those challenges. Then after 6 months, my mom started talking, my sister started talking, because they have seen that it's not only the financial aspect, but also mentally and physically and emotionally, in all the way I'm growing. They have seen that progression. They have seen me in the social media. They have seen my presence and how confident I became. Because when I'm talking this much, it means when I was in childhood, I was a so much shy and timid guy.
Oh, wow.
I was the one who hide behind my mom all the time, not my father, because my father is a very strict guy. So whereas tough and strict guy. So whereas I always hide behind mom, I won't talk to anyone. I won't even see the eye of a person like that. I was until my university. Whereas I changed like this, and I became more confident in that. Once after starting this business, then they realized that, wow, there's something going on with him. That's good. And then after 6 months, they started talking and things like that. And then afterwards, a few of the other friends also came in. Not many, still not many. At least one, at the moment, only one family friend now here in Australia. That's it. So they are very close to me. So
why do you think that they struggled with your moving from, like the regular 9 to 5 corporate work, or you're being a physiotherapist, to being an entrepreneur?
why? The main thing is freedom.
No, I'm saying, why do you think your friends?
Yeah, I understood that. Because all are having that similar framed condition structure of what you study is what you must practice.
Okay.
And
Okay.
anything online is, as you may know, that people say that anything online is scammed. Right? That's why they come in. Because when I say that none of my friends are in entrepreneurial line, especially online entrepreneur, I mean to say, they are entrepreneurs in some or the other way by doing their own business in other way around, but none of them are in online entrepreneur line. So the moment I came into online, it is completely unknown for them, number one. And also number two is, this guy is doing something what we don't know. This guy is doing something in online, because we all know that online is not a good thing. Number two. And then they all having that kind of good old tradition stuff, like online means we have to go for promoting the product, selling the product, blah, blah, blah. It means that when I'm going to be very close to this person, he might pitch on me. Got it?
I get it.
And then other thing is that, okay, if he's venturing something new, let him fail, he's going to come back. Few people even said to me, you're not going to long last there. I know you're going to come back. And right from the beginning, of course, we all grown up in India. Most of my friends around here are Indian friends that time. So everyone is having the similar mentality that you must, right? We all grown up in such a way right from the childhood that you must study well, get a good job, get a good income, and settle. That's it. And get a good house, and then in a loan or something like that, and then settle. That's it. So no one being taught and the other way around, start a business. So we all conditioned with that mindset, as you may know now.
Yeah.
So anything outside of this line, if someone is doing, distance them. That's it.
So how has your entrepreneurship journey, how has it been going?
Pardon?
How has the entrepreneurship journey been going? How is it doing?
It is it's going and growing really well and awesome. I should say that. Otherwise, I'll not be in a position to talk to you. So I'm completely living with that kind of time freedom in such a way where we both, me and my wife, spending our time together all the time. And also, whenever we want, we are going around. That's the life we are living in. And also, most of the time, I'm with my family. That's the other thing, family-wise. And also, other main important thing is the personal development within me. 2 years back, I wasn't the person. I wasn't the person like who I am now. My father always told me that you will not outgrow more than what you are inside.
Yes.
When we were young, we don't realize it. So that time, so we go through all those things like that, shiny stuff, shiny ball stuff, and this and all the things, instant gratification, all those sort of things. But the moment the life hits hard, that is where we tend to realize it. So in that case, talking about the business point of view, in these 2 years, besides the financial aspect, because money is a byproduct of who we are inside. Absolutely. I strongly believe in it. So in these 2 years, the amount of growth inside is exponential when compared to who I was before 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Definitely, I should say that. Before 2 years, weekend comes, I will be a different person. Whereas these 2 years, I'm completely different. That is also one of the reasons why many of my friends are not even touching me now.
So, I said, when you start, a lot of times when you start your personal development journey and you begin to discover your values and live by your true values.
Yes.
Friends drop off, people drop off, and they will say you've changed, but it's more like I'm actually being me now. And you find that people that don't align with you will drop off.
That's right. That's why we always say, like, there are a few people who are boosters. I mean to say, at a certain point of time, they would have helped you, or they've been coming with your journey and all those sort of things. But at the same time, when you're in a momentum of growth, we can't expect those boosters to be along with you. It's similar like a rocket.
They've done their bits.
Yes. Passing clouds. That's it. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that we have to personalize with them and all those sort of things. It's not apart from judging them. All right, you've been here, that's fine, but I'm here to grow. Why I'm growing? Because I have certain values in my life. I would like to see myself, what my highest version is, what's my best and unique version is, and what's my highest potential is. So amazing. That really stuck me hard inside me, saying that I'm here to see me as me, which I couldn't able to see when I was working with someone.
Yeah.
So that and all really shifted my mindset. And I was so much immersed into personal development as well, furthermore, because I determined and decided to change me. That's it. It's amazing. Not an option. It's not a choice.
Yeah. You've done really, really, really well. You've done really well. So before we go, I mean, I know without a doubt, you're living your absolute best life. Certainly. And yes. So where are you traveling to next?
The next is actually that's a good, beautiful question. It is. We usually every winter, 2 to 3 months time, we'll be heading to Queensland. It's one of the state. It's a tropical north side.
I've heard about.
Yes, where the winter will be quite warm there. Whereas we are living in Melbourne, it's already cold, and of course, it's very cold here. So in that case, what we usually do is for 2 to 3 months every year, we travel to Queensland. We just go and travel around. So in that way, this winter again, we are traveling to Queensland, and we don't have any specific place. The reason because we don't book, because we have our own. I'm having my own 4-wheel driving. I'm more into 4-wheel driving, and also we have our complete camper setup. We have our camping setup, actually. It means not camper trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So until full-time travel, we are going to use that. But once after full-time travel by November, I already booked a caravan for us as well, because it's going to be our home for another 5+ years. We don't have any end date. So the next place we are going to travel is Queensland. So for winter, that's the best thing. I should say that. Yeah.
Awesome. So what would be your parting word for our guests?
Beautiful. If anything that you have in your mind, do it now. Not one day, not someday. The reason because I lived there saying one day I will do that, someday I will do that. Whereas the word, 2 words I should say, it's not one day, it's not someday. Many of the people, including myself, I lived in someday island or one day island. When time aligns, when everything aligns, I will do that. Maybe I wish to do it. I hope I will do it, and all those sort of silly words. Whereas the 2 words that I'm going to say, that is day one. Today is day one.
Awesome. The best time to plant a tree is now.
That's it. If not now, then never. So today is the day one. Whatever you are about to do in your mind, you are having that inner call, you are having that inner whisper, and your inner voice is always shouting at you. So we must take that complete ownership and responsibility to listen to that inner voice and inner whisper without getting distracted by so much of external noises which is happening around the world and by means of other instant gratification. We must take the responsibility to listen to that inner voice, because if we don't listen, who else is going to listen? Ourselves.
Absolutely.
Honor that, validate it, and then do it.
Thank you so much, Maddi. I've had an enjoyable 30 minutes or so. It's been amazing talking to you. And as usual, my guests, you can listen to it on the podcast or watch it on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Maddi.
Most welcome. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Thrive with OMU Podcast. This is your host, OMU Obilo.